Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well still, and welcome to this night-ending bonus upload. Before we jump into it, a couple links. As many of you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, channel membership, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon, PayPal, and channel membership is in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support the channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It doesn't cost a cent. Click the like button, takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon, and folks, please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all these things really do help the channel to continue to grow and go. And yes, folks, they definitely do matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump in to tonight's end of the night bonus upload, shall we? All right, guys. Today I am going to talk about a theory that I subconsciously pushed to the back of my head because I had things happen to me as a child in the Catholic Church and subconsciously pushed out the religious aspect of cryptids, Dogman, Sasquatch, etc. I was introduced about a month ago to a very brilliant researcher. His name's Mark. I'm not going to share his last name because I don't have permission to. But he's worked with Tim Coonbo Baker and taught him quite a bit right from Coonbo's mouth. And his theories were kind of looked down upon because during a time when it was during that time when people were just starting to talk about cryptids, and if you didn't agree with them, your theory was garbage, you were garbage. Which is still happening today, unfortunately. Hopefully it will end very soon. It looks like we're on the cusp of it happening very soon and ending, and all of us working together finally, which I've been wanting since I started this channel. But he brought this religious thing into my head, and I was like, wow, man, this makes a lot of sense. This makes just, wow, you know, and it's theory. And that's the coolest part, is because I've always said this, and I keep saying it, that the more theory that we have in our arsenal, the better we will be to figure this thing out, this craziness out. So I want to share some of this one interesting theory that I put together, taking things from Mark and taking things from my good friend Dark Waters, because about 10 days ago, I want to say give or take, he had an upload about the Chimera and the government. It's been in the paper, it's been in the news. So I want to share with you something that I have been working on for the last, I don't know, couple of weeks. And who knows, maybe this is what we're up against in real life. So here we go into a theory that I think may have something. The Chimera, according to Greek mythology, was a monstrous fire-breathing hybrid creature of Lycia in Asia Minor. Composed of parts of more than one animal, it's usually depicted as a lion with the head of a goat protruding from its back and the tail that might end in a snake's head. It was one of the offspring of Typhon and Echidna, and the sibling of such monsters as Cerberus and the Hydra. Then we move to genetic Chimera. is a single organism composed of cells with more than one distinct genotype. In animals, this means an individual derived from two or more zygotes, which can include possessing blood cells of different blood types, subtle variations in form. And if the zygotes or zygotes were of different sexes, then even the possession of both female and male sex organs. This is just one of the many different phenomena that may result in intersexuality. Animal chimera are produced by the merger of multiple fertilized eggs. Plant chimera, however, the distinct types of tissue may originate from the same zygote, and the difference is often due to mutilation during ordinary cell division. Normally, genetic chimera is not visible on casual inspection. However, it has been detected in the course of proving parentage. So then I was thinking, wow, we as people are one kind of organism. And then when we think of Dogman or Sasquatch or all of these other whatever you have it, could they be chimera? And then I got to thinking, hey, you know what? What about the demons that everyone has, supposedly seen back in the day? They resembled chimera, if you think about it. And then I was just, I kept going down that rabbit hole. And it's not a rabbit hole to go down if you're not ready to go down it, because you will spend a lot of time just, thinking. Of me, I was writing. And anyway, I want to share this with you guys, because maybe these things are demons, and maybe, just maybe, those people that were saying, hey, we are at the end of times, were friggin' right. Because a long time ago, I'll admit I didn't come off as it. Maybe I did, but I thought, hey, these have got to be just wild animals. We're here, But the more I start putting different theories together, and I start coming up with really things that really scare me. And it is really intense. So I just want to kind of show you what I mean. So this next bit of information comes from the Lesser Key of Solomon, and it is what these demons were depicted as, and they are chimera in my eyes. And then there are some that resemble Dogman and Sasquatch, and it's just darn scary. So according to the Grand Grimoire, Baal is the head of infernal powers. He is also the first demon listed in the Waris. According to the Waris, Baal is the first king of hell with estates in the east. He has 3 heads, a toad, a man, and a cat. He speaks in a raunchous but well-formed voice and commands 66 legions. Baal teaches the art of invisibility and may be the equivalent to Beelzebub or one of the 7 princes of hell. So right there, we're talking chimera. But he teaches the art of invisibility. Sasquatch, the art of invisibility. And then we have the next is Paimon, is one of the kings of hell, more obedient to Lucifer than the other kings are, and has 200 legions of demons under his rule. He has a great voice and roars as soon as he comes, speaking in this manner for a while until the conjurer compels him, and then he answers clearly the questions he is asked. When the conjurer invokes this demon, he must look toward the northwest, the direction of Paymon's house, and when Paymon appears, he must be allowed to ask the conjurer what he wishes and be answered in order to obtain the same from him. So I'm not going to go through all of the legions or, the demons here, but I'm going to share with you some that resemble what we as people who love cryptids could think about, The next one is Person or Curson or Persan. Excuse me. He's the great king of hell, being served and obedient by 22 legions of demons. He is known of hidden things, can find treasures, and tells past, present, and future. Taking human or aerial body, he answers truly of all secret and divine things of earth and the creation of the world. He also brings good familiars. Person is depicted as a man with the face of a lion, carrying a ferocious viper in his hand and riding a bear. Before him there can be heard many trumpets sounding. The face of a lion, but on a human body. What animal does that remind me of? Or what cryptid does that remind me of? The beast of Bladenborough. And it just gets scarier and scarier because I really think I'm just going to keep going. I'm sorry. And then there is Balaam, is the great and powerful king of hell who commands over 40 legions of demons. He gives perfect answers on things past, present, and to come. Can also make men invisible and witty. Balaam is depicted as being three-headed, one head of a bull, the second of a man, and the third of a ram. His flaming eyes and the tail of a serpent. He carries a hawk on his fist and rides a strong bear. At other times he is represented as a naked man riding a bear. His name seems to have been taken from Balaam, the biblical magician. So there's another reference to somebody riding a bear, which is just interesting because you think about all these quote-unquote bear attacks that are happening. But, here's another chimera. This one has the head of a ram, the head of a man, and the head of a bull. It's just, you could even go as far as saying like goat man and shit like that. But it gets even scarier, so I'm just going to shut my mouth and keep going. We have Gussin is a strong duke of hell and rules over 40 legions of demons. He tells that past, present, future, shows the meaning of all questions that are to be asked, reconciles friends, gives honor and dignity, depicted as a baboon, or, according to some, in the form of a xenophilus. Then one of them is Phalaros, is a strong, great duke of hell, having 36, 20 according to the pseudomoniarch Dominium, legions of demons under his rule. He gives true answers of all things past, present, and future, but he must be the first to command to enter a magic triangle, for if not, he will lie, deceive, and conjure, and beguile him with other business. But if he enters the triangle, he will answer truly, and gladly speak of divinity, the creation of the world, himself, and other fallen angels. He can also destroy all the conjuring's enemies by burning them up. If the magician requests it, he will not suffer temptations from any spirit or any form. Commonly people represent him as a humanoid leopard with huge claws. Phalaros is depicted as terribly strong. Phalaros supposedly has fiery eyes and an awful expression. He can supposedly be called upon when mortal wishes to take vengeance on other demons. Well,
you know, what's kind of interesting is that, and I'm just reading into things, but that's how we get these theories, and that's how things really start to come into, you know, sight. Is funny enough, Bigfoot is kind of fond of triangles in the woods. You know, you see these triangular forms, and the more and more you think about it, the more you talk to people about this stuff, the more, you know, there was supposedly prior to, and I'm not saying anything that this is true, this is just theory, but prior to the creation of the Nephilim, and no, I'm not saying Bigfoot is Nephilim, because I do not believe Bigfoot is the Nephilim. Bigfoot is not the Nephilim. Bigfoot is a creation of the Nephilim. But there were angels that were teaching men things that men were not supposed to know existed. Now, angels are fallen angels are demons that went to hell and were, in my eyes, turned to Chimera. I'm probably not making any sense, but I hope I am, because it makes a lot of sense to me when I think about it, and that's why I'm doing this. But you know, there's reasons why these Sasquatch and Dogman build these intricate yet very strange things in the woods that people find. Triangular, you know, trees knotted together in triangles, triangular rock formations. Supposedly there's been not hieroglyphs, but whatever markings created by Sasquatch in lava caves in Washington that resemble old, we're talking old magic, like the Golden Dawn, Illuminati, and that. So here's where we get to the connection part, you know, these things. Anyway, I'm just going to keep moving on and give you what I feel is possibly, just to entertain the thought, guys. This is the one that really kind of made me look at the connection, is Marchiosis is a powerful Grand Marquis of Hell, commanding 30 legions of demons. He is strong and excellent fighter, very reliable to the conjurer, giving true answers to all questions. Marchiosis hoped after 1,200 years to return to heaven with the non-fallen angels, but he was deceived in that hope. He is depicted as a wolf with a man's form, as well as griffin wings and serpent tail, and under request changes shape into a man. Now, right here, he can look like a wolf with man's form, or a wolf in man's form with wings, or with the serpent. There's 3 different variations of this creature. And when he is in all 3 of those forms, he very much resembles a Dogman. Very much so. And that's one of the bigger ones that got me, because I was like, this is insane. It's truly, truly scary, because I really never put 2 and 2 together. And then there was the Sabnok, the mighty Grand Marquis of Hell, 50 legions under his command, builds high towers, castles, cities, furnishing them with weapons, ammunition, gives good familiars, and can affect men for several days, making their wounds and sores gangrenous, or filling them with worms. Sabnok is depicted as a soldier with armor and weapons, the head of a lion, riding a pale horse. And Andras is the Grand Marquis of Hell. Having under his command 30 legions of demons, he sows discord among people. Andras was the Grand Marquis of Hell, appearing with a winged angel's body, the head of an owl or raven, riding upon a strong black wolf, and wielding a sharp or bright sword. He is also responsible for sowing discord, commands 30 infernal legions. He is the 36th or 63rd of the 72 spirits of Solomon. Andros is considered to be highly dangerous, who could kill the conjurer's magic and his assistants if precautions were not taken. Now, then there's Chimeras, or Chimeras, is widely known as the 66th demon of the first part of Lemmegeton, popularly known as the Aris Gotia. He is described as a warrior riding a goodly black horse, possessing abilities of locating lost and hidden treasures, teaching grammar, logic, and rhetoric, and making men into warrior of his own likeness. He holds the rank of Marquis and is served by 20 legions. He also rules over all spirits of Africa. Much the same description is found in the early text of Johann Weyer's Catalogue of Demons, the Pseudo-Monarcha Demonium, published in 1563. Earlier still, in the Munich Handbook of Necromancy, published, or CLM 8849, published by Richard Kekefir as Forbidden Rites, the Necromancer's Manual in 15th century, which lists an entity, Trovis, with much of the same characteristics, except has 30 legions and can cause person to cross seas and rivers quickly. Much likely, Trovis is a mistransaction of Chimeras. Chimeras is also found in Anton LaVey list of infernal demons and names, although it is not known why LaVey chose Chimeras as one of the few Gothic demon included. Crowley in 777 gives Chimeras the Hebrew spelling Chimerer and attributes him to the four of discs and the third deacon of Capricorn by night. Then there's a lot more about this, but there is an interesting right here where it says the Baskin Dictionary of Satanism speculates that Chimeras is derived from Chimerans, a warlike people mentioned in the works of several classical authors as dwelling totally in darkness. It is also possible that the Chimeras is derived from Chimera, or Chimera, the three-headed, fire-breathing, lion-goat serpent who eventually became one of the guardians of the underworld. There is a precedent considering that the harmless phoenix is also demonetized in the Gautier. Then we have Furfur, or Furtur, is a powerful great earl of hell, being ruler of 26 legions. He is a liar unless compelled to enter the magic triangle, where he gives true answers to every question, speaking in a rough voice. Furfur causes love between man and woman, creates storms, tempests, thunder, lightning, blasts, and teaches on secret and divine things. He is depicted as a deer, or a winged deer, and also as an angel. Furfur in Latin means bran. However, it seems more likely that the name is corruption of furficer, the Latin word for scoundrel. Then there's Barabbas, or Barabbas, is a demon described as the great president of hell governing 36 legions. He answers truly in hidden or secret things, causes and heals diseases, teaches mechanical arts, and changes men into other shapes. He is depicted as a great lion that, under the conjurer's request, can shape into a man. Then there is Count or President Botus or Otis, great president and Earl of Hell, commanding 60 legions. He tells of all things past, future, reconciles friends and foes. He's depicted as an ugly viper, but when he changes shape, he puts himself into human shape with big teeth, 2 horns. When in human shape, he carries a sharp and bright sword in his hand. Galus Lobos. Weird, right? Galus Lobos. Lobos in Spanish means wolf. Check this out. Is a mighty president of hell who commands 36 legions. He is the author and captain of manslaughter and bloodshed, tells all things past and to come, gains the mind and love of friends and foes, causing love among them if desired, incites homicide, and can make men invisible. He is depicted as a dog with wings of a griffin. That's... I'm just going to keep going, and then I'll combine everything that I have been putting together in my head in a minute. So that was just, 10 of the 72 supposed demons in the grimoire. Which I'm not saying that the Dogman or Sasquatch or Deer Man, Goat Man, Devil Monkey, I'm not saying these are demons. I'm saying these are creations of these things in their likelihood. There's just something when I was reading this, just kind of, my brain kind of opened up and I was like, wow, this really could be something here. Maybe these people who are saying this is it, this is the end, I don't think it's going to be depicted, I don't think the end is going to be as depicted, but this is possibly something to look into. The interesting thing is that these demons can only tell the truth when in a magic circle, and like I said, you find, or magic triangle, excuse me, and like I said, when you stumble upon a Sasquatch, numerous people have said Sasquatch create these triangles in the woods, either hanging or on the ground. And I did an account where someone was in the woods, stumbled upon this very creepy spot in the woods. Trees were down, it was deep woods though, and there was a large triangle on the ground made out of tree, something a human couldn't do, because the way these trees were bent and formed and whatever made this triangle. And he said that he had the most creepiest feeling, and then later in that day saw a squatch. I think there is a reason why that people say they see these dogmen with these golden colored eyes, these yellowish golden beautiful eyes, but then they see them with red eyes. And that's when they are just they're very aggressive, or, they'll smile at you and scare you. Well, what do demons do? They get off on that shit, They enjoy causing fear, and they get something out of it. And I'm not saying this is a theory that I believe 100%, but I'm thinking that it's a possible theory. And the likelihood of it being connected is, I think, very strong. I talked to Dark Waters the other day, and we were just talking about the religious part of everything, and he has been saying it for years, man. There's reasons people have seen lion-headed men, dog-headed men, enormous, hairy men. The Nephilim are definitely not Sasquatch. They're long gone. But their children exist, like the Squatch, the red-haired giants. I don't believe they're Nephilim. I think they're the children of the Nephilim. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just, honestly, guys, if you really have some sort of, feeling that, hey, I want to check it out, because, the more you guys read, the more you guys research, the more you guys take in, the stronger our community is, the more accepting we are.
All right, folks, just a fun kind of little bonus upload, sharing some theory. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. Once again, this is just theory, and I just wanted to kind of share a little bit of information that I did find on the internet. But anyway, guys, thank you for supporting the channel. It is your support, after all, that keeps the channel growing and going. And honestly, what gives people a chance and a place to share their experiences and theories judgment-free. Thank you. Please, everyone, stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. Keeping an eye on our children, pets, family, friends. These creatures are real. They are out there, and they are dangerous. Share this information with those you love and care about, and it may just help save their lives someday. Until next time, never stop asking questions, never stop searching for answers, and God bless.